Okay, good afternoon and assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome to another episode of Quick and Easy Cooking with Mimi. I'm Mimi. I've been using the Thermomix for the past 2 years and I love it so much because it helps me with my family of 6 children. Today I'm going to make something Spanish inspired. Well, it's a Spanish recipe actually because now it's COVID time and we can't travel, so let's travel the world through our taste buds and through cookiedoo.international, which is Thermomix's platform for recipes, currently at more than 64,000 recipes. So if the French have their Madeleine, the ones that we've done this before, sometime in March or April or May, and I showed you how to make these, and they come in this shell shape. The Spanish answer is in cupcake form, and you're going to see later exactly how it looks like. For now, let's just go dive in straight away into the recipe, and I'll explain things as we go along. So sorry about my mic and earphones here, but I wanted to make sure the sound is clear because it's raining today and my wireless mic is out of battery and I couldn't find spare. Alright, so I've got it for today, so I'll start cooking, and as usual it prompts us to preheat our oven, which I'm doing now. In fact, I'm baking a batch of Magdalenas right now so that you can see how the finished product looks like. Alright, and then the next step is to prepare the paper cups into the muffin tray. So we're using here this 12-hole muffin tray. If you don't have one, you can use your normal baking tin, but you have to stack at least three of these paper cases together so that it will hold. Otherwise, you can use those thick paper cases, the ones that are more rigid, almost like cardboard, so that your cupcake will not spread out. I'm going to do that later. For now, I want to add in the first ingredient, which is 200 grams of sugar. And as usual, we tap on Tare to reset the weighing scale to 0. I've got my sugar in here. Okay, the fan is on, so the scales are very sensitive and it's reflecting that. So this should be about 200. Super duper accurate to 1 gram. Okay, that's 199. Okay, that's 200. I mean, not that critical 1 or 2 grams, but just for the fun of it. And then the next one, it says a 1 piece of lemon zest, approximately 5 cm by 1 cm. And this is what we mean. So I'm going to grind this first, and after I grind, I'm going to show you how I got this. This is about 5 cm by 1 cm. I just dump it in here, and then cover with a measuring cup and the mixing bowl lid. And it's gonna blend the sugar for us, grind the sugar for us for 30 seconds all the way to speed 10. So all you need to do is to turn to speed 10 and it will do the job for you. So to be able to get the lemon zest that I showed you earlier, this is what you need to do. You simply take 1 lemon and a normal vegetable peeler, and you simply peel. Not too much, because you don't want the white part of the lemon skin. You just want the yellow part. And it should look something like this. It should look something like this. And you leave the white part behind. You only make a very thin scrape to get the zest. Okay, and let's see what happened in the 30 seconds. Are you ready? Oh my goodness! Look at this wonderful, wonderful, snowy, lemony snow of sugar. Okay, now we're going to add 2 eggs. Okay, I'm going to open the whole thing. So the 2 eggs, as usual, we have to break 1 egg at a time to make sure that we don't get a bad egg into our batter. So 1 egg at a time, and we'll put it into the mixing bowl. So that's 1. I actually found this recipe by searching for something that I can do in under 30 minutes. And with a rating of 4 or 5, So when you browse for recipes, you can work on certain filters. Okay. And then next, we insert the measuring cup into the mixing bowl once again. And this is going to blend for us for 2 minutes on 37C speed 5. So this is an interesting step, 37 degrees for 2 minutes. So while this is happening, I'm just going to show you the rest of the ingredients. We'll be using fat milk, all-purpose flour, some cooking oil, and baking powder. That's it. Super easy. And I'm going to take a look at our baking Magdalenas for a while. Hang on. Oh my goodness, they look so wonderful. They're done. Let me take them. The space is quite limited, so I'm just going to put it here. So be careful taking it out. Remove the ingredients so we have some space for our Magdalenas. And before we know it, it's almost done. And this is how they look like. Hang on. This is how they look like. Ah, beautiful, aren't they? They're very hot though. I'm going to wait a while before we sample them. I'm just taking out the rest of it from the muffin tin. You need to take out, when you are baking muffins in a muffin tin, you should take them out quickly, because if you leave them long, they will sweat and your paper liner will become wet, and if there's any crispy bits, it will become, what's the term? Soggy, and we don't want that. So I'm taking the last 2 of the Magdalenas. So with the size of this paper cup, I forgot, this is size 9, you can get 24 pieces of those. Super easy. You can impress your guests and say that you are making Spanish cupcakes called Magdalenas. Look at that. So we sprinkle a bit of sugar before baking. That's why you get this beautiful look. Alright, so now we will continue with the rest of the recipe. Now we need to add our milk, 170 grams of full cream milk. So we tare it and then we pour in the milk. It's about 2 grams less, it should be fine. And then 170 grams of oil. It says here sunflower oil, but I'm using palm oil instead. Or any neutral tasting oil. You can use light olive oil if you wish, but not extra virgin, because the flavor will not go well with the lemon. Palm oil is so much easier because we are in Malaysia and it's very abundant here. Okay, so that's... And then after that, we put the lid back on. This is such an easy recipe. And it's gonna mix for us for 10 seconds on speed 5. So wet ingredients in. That means now would be the dry ingredients. We add in the flour, all-purpose flour. If a recipe doesn't state what kind of flour is needed, then you assume it's all-purpose flour. Just want to double check because when it comes to baking, you shouldn't vary too much. And finally, baking powder, 1 tablespoon. Super simple, super easy ingredients. And it's gonna mix for another 10 seconds on speed 3. And it's done. I'm just gonna move this to the side. Now we have to fill each of the paper cups 3/4 full. So not full, just 3/4. So this is how our batter looks like. Just give it a gentle stir. Don't be too excited and try to smoothen it further. It's fine. It's about 3/4 full. Don't fill it all the way to the brim because it needs space to rise. If you're more comfortable, you can put your batter into a smaller measuring jug before you pour into the muffin tin, or you can be crazy and do like I did. So the baking time is set to be 20 minutes, but it will vary from oven to oven. So in my oven just now it took less than 20 minutes, about 15 minutes only. So what's important here is that we fill it 3/4 of the way, and then before we bake, we sprinkle with some sugar on top so that you get the characteristic look. It's like a cracked top with a bit of sugar drizzled on top. So I'm just gonna finish this so that you'll see how it looks like. And if you have any spills, you just clean it up so that it doesn't harden during baking. So like this one, just gonna take this. But don't stress too much, it's fine, perfectly fine. Of course, the final step is to sprinkle some sugar. Hang on. Put the sugar right here. So just sprinkle on top. Super easy. And yet you can tell your friends, we're having Spanish cupcakes today. I like that this recipe doesn't require frosting, so saves time. And I particularly don't like frosting myself. Okay, so this is how it looks like, and it's gonna go into the oven now. Then you can set your timer. If you have a TM5, you can use the timer on your TM5. And the final product will look like this. So of course, we have to taste test it, right? I take the one closest to me. Let's break into half to see the consistency inside. It's very soft and fluffy. Personally, I would add a bit more lemon zest to it next time, because that single sliver of lemon zest was not strong enough for me. But this is what's interesting about cookie dough. You can try things you've never done before, and you can be confident if you make them on live video, it will still come out okay. So thank you so much. Hope you had fun today. Join me again tomorrow for another episode of Quick and Easy Cooking with Mimi. Bye bye and Assalamualaikum.